Hey, Grey Knight, what's up? Congratulations, you are first. Eight dead. California avalanche.
Authorities said Wednesday that the bodies of 8 backcountry skiers have been found, and one remains missing after an avalanche near Lake Tahoe in California. That makes it the deadliest U.S. avalanche in nearly half a century. Search and rescue crews were dispatched to the Castle Peak area of the Sierra Nevada after a 911 call reporting an avalanche Tuesday morning. 6 of them were found alive.
Of the 15 that were on this guided trip, they were 9 women and 6 men. We were able to rescue 1 man and 5 women. So the survivors, ranging in ages from 30 to 55 years of age.
Heavy snow and the threat of additional
Imagine being such a pussy, snow kills you. Snow, it's coming right for us. Only people who die from avalanches are pussies. Oh, yeah.
This is the first.
This fucking retard.
Pitch fist cucks, he's just lying.
Let me see. Uh, 90% chance of strikes on Iran. Congress must vote on a war according to our Constitution. Fucking idiot. That's nice, Dodo. Thanks for getting the stream taken down.
React to this VG.
This is a peaceful religion?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, yes. Yes, do not, this is...
No.
We read, when you read...
Is Catholicism a peaceful religion?
Yeah, that's not true.
So I made a simple statement. If I have to choose between having my dog and you living here and taking my dog away, the choice isn't hard. You can leave and go home. And the fact of the matter is the world went crazy. And what's fascinating is all the Democrats that have attacked me, not a single one has said you have the right to own a dog. They are all coming down on you can lead your dog to slaughter if that's what we have to do to make Muslim immigrants happy in the United States.
Yep. It's because they know that's a that's a group that'll vote for them. What's hilarious is they actually lost the Muslim vote in 2020 in the 2025 or 2024 election because the whole Israel-Palestine thing. This is just the case, like, cross-culturally. For whatever reason, liberals are just fucking whores. Like, left-wing politicians are just whores. They have, like, no loyalty to their own country, and they'll just do whatever they can to get elected. But, yeah. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
The video wasn't graphic, no one died or got hurt in that car accident. Obviously I know not to send you gore, and that didn't get her stream taken down, just overacting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the stream down, dude. Anything involving children getting hurt or endangered is a big no-no, so... Yeah, that was stupid to send that to me. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
John Bravo released the Larry files, and it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw this. He is a literal certifiable cuck who likes to watch dudes fuck his girlfriends. Yeah, we'll watch that in a second. Thanks for the donation, nigga. So, this fucking beta male retard made some gay bullshit dumb fag video like on testosterone recently. It was some bullshit where he fearmongered about testosterone replacement therapy, and he made a bunch of bad arguments for why high testosterone might be bad for you, which there's absolutely no indication whatsoever that it is. And then this fucking dork uploads this video. I have bad mental health. I'm sad all the time and confused and get anxiety. Those are all signs of low testosterone. This fucktard won't just go on testosterone. It's so hilarious. Like, my God, dude.
Just like when you overreacted and said hope her happy dodo when you raged after debating Destiny and said you'd never debate ever again.
Yeah, that was an overreaction. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Had this for a long time, but I felt at the time that it was so personal. It was so, like I said,
They come out with a new expansion for Diablo 2.
There are only two sides, the right side and the genocide.
You're a fag. I like Diablo 2.
I've been getting nightmares. You guys are probably going to have them too now every time you think of Larry's face or see it on the screen. I felt bad to put it out there in the public. I can't. For a down payment of his house and never paid him a cent back, and now that guy is stuck driving around in Ubers and feeding his family McDonald's. You guys remember that shit, right? Well, while I was investigating that story, I saw files and files of information on Larry, messages, conversations. I spoke personally to people behind the scenes.
Larry's fucking retard. What's really weird is people are linking this to his steroid use as a young teen. Like, I mean, you can go and search cuckold porn. Tell me if any of the dudes that you see in cuckold porn are on steroids. So, like, yeah, it's just a thing he's into. Has nothing to do with fucking steroids. There's plenty of dudes who've never taken steroids in their life who like seeing their fucking girl get fucked by some other dude. It's just a thing.
Oh no. Who did this?
Me.
What? After all the memes that have been going viral on the internet, this is what you come up with?
Yeah.
While I'm on live?
Oh, that's funny.
I think this is like a weird humiliation fetish for him.
Meyer, and he says, I see trouble in a rose. And that was like the second or third time he DM'd me and then I sent his message because I heard much.
But wait, there is more. Anna Kasparian says. At the 1.32 mark, that this Muslim woman who wants dogs banned is just kidding and is not serious.
So I made a...
No, she's not kidding and she is serious.
tweeting someone. This is the leader of one of the key mainstream Muslim groups that supported Mamdani, based. I need to follow her. So Nardine Kiswani is the person that he's referencing, and she's the one who, in a obvious satirical way, said, finally, NYC is coming to Islam. Dogs definitely have a place in society, just not as indoor pets. Like we've said all along, they are unclean. Okay, so she's like doing a like satire of Muslims, right? Like,
that's not a satire of Muslims. That's what they believe. What a dumb bitch. How much was the Ural? I paid 26,000 Canadian for mine. Let me see if they have any I don't know if they have any in stock at this point. Wait, fuck. Weird. Why do they... Where's their fucking dealer catalog? They had... So they do have parts, but they do sell these. Why can't I... What? Oh, there we go. 14,000, 15, 13, 14. These are older models, by the way. That's a 2012, 2018, 16. They're not making the retro bikes anymore. They're switching to making that stupid yeah, this thing. Basically, Trump fucked this company over with his dumbass tariffs, and now they had to modify some Chinese-made bike. And apparently it isn't, like, the changes they made to it have made it substantially better than the Chinese bike that it's based off of. But, yeah, they've had to switch to making this. They're not making their retro bikes anymore, and they're hoping if they sell these, they can still supply parts for their older bikes. But yeah, Trump completely fucked over Ural motorcycles, so you're probably looking at around 15 grand USD for used Ural models. Dodo $22. Let me see.
This is everything I served at our housewarming ceremony. We veganized everything from Ananda Bhavan for breakfast, starting with fluffy idlis and fried puris, but honestly puris always taste better when served hot and fresh. We served idiyappam.
I didn't skip today's workout. Today's a rest day.
For the chutneys, we got the spicy onion chutney and coconut chutney. My favorite is always the coconut. Sambar is a must, and the right way to eat it is always pouring a generous amount on the idlis. Not forgetting the chana masala, which went so well with everything. We had samosas with mint chutney as well, and for dessert, vegan pineapple kesari. This was the most sumptuous breakfast ever. Follow for more. This is
good. That is good. Yeah, that's old. That's so old. That is literally ancient history. Okay. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
She also claims that Muslims don't hate dogs because Muslims have household pets. Bet you none of them are dogs, though.
Yeah, they're like fish or something. So, yeah, she's a dumb bitch. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
New Ural you buy?
Yeah, I bought my Ural new. Thanks for the donation, James.
Sneeko runs into Gary the numbers guy and Fresh in Miami. This was after Fresh implied someone should attack Sneeko on the podcast.
I think you know these gentlemen here. We're just talking to them.
Oh, yeah. They put a threat on my life. Nothing happened. You guys wanted to kill me, right? You wanted to kill me. You guys said you were going to hurt on that podcast. Your co-host, right? Okay.
Him or me?
Your co-host.
Okay, I didn't
it's
say
your
that.
podcast.
Stop fucking saying I did.
On your podcast. Okay, well I'm here and your podcast.
By the way, why aren't you New York with McDonnie?
Why are you spiking your cortisol at the restaurant?
Why aren't you New York with McDonnie?
Because I live in Miami.
Yeah, no you don't. Go back to New York.
Why are you spiking your cortisol here?
You're a liberal now.
Why are you spiking your cortisol?
You're a liberal now.
Calm down. Why are you yelling at this restaurant? Face to face, you're not going to do anything, right?
Nico, I don't drink. Who's a better Muslim? I don't drink. I don't drink. You do. Who's a better Muslim? Yeah, that's what I thought, man.
You haven't chipping out on the
Gary the numbers guy is a fucking retard. Thanks for the donation, nigga, but so Sneeko. Sneeko's like the arch retard.
Are you excited for a liberal majority? That means they can govern and pass legislation without needing to work with opposition parties until October 2029. Also, do you feel bad for how many L's the Conservatives are taking?
They're gonna completely and utterly ruin the fucking country beyond any belief. Like, it'll be irreparable. We're gonna go into a death spiral, sort of like South Africa, if the liberals get to do whatever the hell they want. So, yeah, really looking forward to all that. I don't know why these fucking conservative MPs keep switching to the fucking Liberal Party. I don't even know how that's fucking legal, to be honest. We didn't vote for that shit. How are they able to do that? Like the whole fucking reason the way, you know, voting is the way it is so that you like have a certain amount of representation in Parliament, and it prevents you know, dictatorships, and it prevents a party from having too much power. Well, guess how the country voted? They didn't want a liberal majority. How the fuck are they able to just switch and make it a majority without an election? Like, it makes no fucking sense. So, yeah, it's great. Thanks for that donation, Scare. Dodo donated $2.
Trump says that the Epstein stuff is a hoax. This is a Democrat hoax. Then Epstein must have done nothing wrong. We must free Epstein immediately. Justice demands it. Epstein did nothing wrong. I don't think you understand. I'm with you.
This guy is like just one of the most hideously ugly people I've ever seen in my life. What's funny is there is actually a good chance that he pretty much didn't do anything. Like, maybe he had sex with a 16-year-old here or there, but, like, I mean, most countries consider that to be legal age of consent. Like, he definitely bought prostitutes, but, you know, whatever.
Epstein.
Do it one more time, motherfucker! Do it! See what the fuck happens! You won't hear for a fucking week!
Free Epstein now. Suck Trump's cock.
I will leave.
No true Scotsman read this thread. These people are all gay retards, dude. That was not an accident.
Did this father shoot his daughter to death after a heated argument over President Trump? This is the moment police confront him.
Just as I picked it up, it went off. Okay.
His 23-year-old daughter, Lucy Harrison, was visiting her dad, who lives in a Dallas suburb. Reports say dad and daughter clashed over his conservative politics and his support of Trump.
Oh man, imagine your retarded dumbass dad killing you, especially when you're this pretty. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Man, what a waste.
Dad and daughter clashed over his conservative politics and his support of Trump.
Can you please explain what you mean that he most likely didn't do anything? Are you basing that off of what was said in the files? Heard they were talking about eating babies in the files. Well, if you look at what he's actually charged and convicted with, or what any of the indictments were involved with, I think the youngest girl that was involved with any of these indictments was like, what, 16 and like 8 months or something. None of these girls were like children. They weren't like 13, 14 or younger. They were all like around where most countries and most states would consider legal consent. Like the majority of states in the US recognize 16 or 17 to be legal age of consent. It's only a few states like Florida, California where it's 18. So most of the girls that he was actually fucking or doing anything with, they were 18 or over, and a few of them slipped through the cracks and they lied about their age. Like, that's clear. They all lied about their age, saying that they're 18 or older. So what was likely going on is he wanted to buy prostitutes and pay for, like, pretty girls to give him massages or just have sex. He might have been a little careless, and, like, you can look at some of the Epstein files, you can look at just the indictments as well, and some of the witness statements. They lied about their age because they knew it was easy money for them and shit. And yeah, some of them slipped through the cracks. Some of them were a little under the age of 18. But like, that seems to be as far as it goes. And like, all these witnesses who say they're trafficked, they're all fucking liars. Like, supposedly there's thousands of fucking victims, and they were only able to get 4 witnesses to actually testify in front of a grand jury. And 3 of the 4 were like fucking insane, crazy liars. They lied about absolutely everything, like major details of what happened. And there's a huge financial incentive, especially after that second indictment, because his estate was up for grabs. So there's a very high likelihood this is just one big stupid nothing burger, and the only reason people are like covering up some of this stuff is because it's just socially very awkward for, like, you know, a 50, 60, 70-year-old politician to be getting massages from like a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, and maybe one of them gave him a hand job or something. But it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, okay, what's going on? Somebody who legally is able to give consent giving some dude a hand job, and she's like a paid prostitute. Is that like some groundbreaking, oh my god, the world's about to end kind of news? So it may just be a big fucking nothing burger. It's entirely possible. Especially considering how unreliable, you know, the alleged victims are. Like, they all have made up bullshit. But, you know, we'll see. Anonymous donated to lawyers retards. By the way, there's a new Frank Mint. All right, let me see. There were literal video footage of young girls cleaning up the bathroom. What the fuck are you talking about?
Last time you ate a vegetable? Probably about 5.5 years ago. Humans are apex predators, top of the food chain. What other apex predator eats salad? There are
Let me see. Like, I mean, are we this retarded? Like, this is how retarded we are?
things in meat that you have to have.
What about the emails talking about eating babies? Yeah, I heard about, I didn't see the exact email. I heard about it. Like, look at the content I've posted on YouTube, okay? Like, I mean, if you take anything out of context, you could call me a baby eater or something. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was a joke. Probably was. Like, I don't see him eating babies. So, when I hear something that ridiculous, like, it's probably a stupid joke.
That you cannot get from plants. But there is nothing in plants or fungus that you have to have that you cannot get from meat.
Oh, let's see. Vitamin C, folate, antioxidants, fiber.
So you have to eat meat, and you certainly don't have to eat plants. And I would argue that you don't want to eat plants for optimal health.
Yes, that's why vegans and vegetarians live longer.
You're a doctor?
What a retard.
Bloated, protruded stomachs. In India, most people are on a vegetarian diet. They don't consume a lot of meat. But when they eat too many refined sugars and starches, it ends up feeding the gut microbes, which create over-fermentation.
People in India have big, fat, bloated stomachs for two simple reasons. They're either overweight or they have a parasitic infection. Parasites are much more common in India, and parasites will bloat your stomach. So yeah, that fat guy that you saw, well, he's just fat. If you're fat, you have a big stomach. And parasitic infection can also do this.
Which leads to gas and bloating. This is called...
Yeah, that guy probably had a parasite.
SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. The best way to correct this is to starve these microbes of the refined sugars and starches, including...
Literally no evidence whatsoever that would be an efficacious treatment for SIBO.
Wheat flour, tapioca flour, modified food starch, modified cornstarch, maltodextrin, rice flour, and potato flour. Why do people from India...
That guy is so fucking stupid. Alright, we'll watch the Frank Ment in just a second. I just want to finish this video.
Trump. Dad shot daughter after
Dude, she is so cute.
arguing about Donald Trump, goes this headline. British woman killed by father in Texas had argued with him about Trump. When cops got to the scene, Chris Harrison explained that the shooting was accidental.
And we were getting ready to go to the airport and we were talking about guns, and she said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Yes." I got it out and it just went off as she stood there.
Yes, the good old it just went off on its own without me doing anything. Like, I haven't heard that before. How do you know if you have parasites? Well, oftentimes you shit them out. So, if you look at your stool, you'll see if there's worms or something in it. You can also just get some simple, like, tests. You can go to the doctor. I think some blood tests can confirm if you have a parasitic infection. And sometimes if you're just symptomatic, they'll just give you anti-parasitic medication. It's, like, anti-parasitic medication. It, like, has no side effects. It's extremely low risk. So if you're symptomatic and you live in an area where parasitic infections are common, they'll just give you anti-parasitic medication, and if the symptoms go away after the medication treatment, then it's a pretty good indication you had a parasitic infection.
Like, as I pulled it out, it went off.
As the interrogation continues, you can see her boyfriend wipes his eyes.
It's her boyfriend. Boyfriend. Okay.
The dad wants to know if Lucy is still alive.
Do you know if she's breathing or? I'm not 100% sure.
She died from a gunshot wound to the chest. A
Dude, that is such a shame. She's so fucking cute and pretty. Dude, imagine... Like, holy crap, what a fucking piece of shit. Getting mad and shooting your daughter over a fucking thing about Trump. Dude, these mega fucktards are just unhinged.
Controversy erupted after the Texas grand jury decided not to file charges. We spoke to Houston lawyer Emily Taylor about the case.
When this story broke, a lot.
How in the fuck did they get a grand jury to not be interested in pursuing charges? What's the joke? You can like there's like some joke about grand juries where like grand juries will give an indictment for literally anything.
A lot of people were pretty upset about it, confused, like how can this father get away with this?
He's alleging basically this was a total accident. I don't think I pulled the trigger.
Lucy deserved better.
At a news conference, Lucy's mom and boyfriend, who live in England, stood side by side.
Lucy had so much more of life to live, to love, and to give.
That is terrible. Fuck me. Yes. The self-pity.
So I haven't really showed much on social media how much this botched plastic surgery and procedure has ruined my life. And every time I have one of these bad days in regards to pain, it's just like, you know, I don't even want to be here anymore. Usually a few times per month.
Oh, he's gonna... Okay, this guy's gonna off himself. If he has to end... If it turns out he ends up owing Paul, like, you know, 2.8 million, and the bankruptcy thing doesn't get rid of his debt, and he's still gonna have to dig himself out of, like, some massive hole, he's gonna off himself. Guaranteed. I think he's done.
Month, I have some really bad days where it's like I have to lie in bed with a chronic migraine 24, 48, 70 hours straight, literally just out of commission and then waiting till it gets better. On a good day, I have a mild headache and I sleep for 14 hours. That's like best case scenario.
Yeah, this is all made up.
You know, I'll be in bed from like 10 at night until like 2 p.m. the next day. So 14 and 16 hours of sleep of lying in bed is normally what I have to do. And my life's been like this.
Yeah, so he's full of shit. He just has depression and he's making up stupid excuses.
For over 2 years now since I was botched by the plastic surgeon, and I've, you know, had all these revision surgeries, and I just have chronic migraines and chronic headaches from all the stuff that was done to my eyes. So I basically just lie in bed with an oxygen machine and a bunch of other things to just try to like reduce the inflammation as much as possible. But if these pain management doctors lived one day in my life, they would never ever deny any patient any amount of pain medication ever again. I find it very difficult to believe that they would. It's just insane to me. There's no way under any circumstance that a pain doctor that has lived through chronic pain, they'd probably quit their job if they weren't able to, like if they knew how much these patients were actually suffering, they would quit their job knowing that they can't prescribe patients medications that help. And I tried all the different medications they gave me. Not one of them helped. Most of them actually made it worse. Gabapentin, Qulipta. I can't remember the names of the other one, but
prescription anticonvulsant medication used to treat partial seizures and epilepsy and nerve pain.
Every single one of those medications made it worse. Actually made the migraine worse, which was insane to me. These people have no clue what they're doing. They don't want to prescribe any real pain medication. And that's the sad state of healthcare.
So this guy sounds like an opiate addict. Like, that would explain why he takes kratom. Taking opiates doesn't do anything for migraines.
America is, unless you're a member of the elite, unless you're like a millionaire or billionaire,
and he doesn't have
want you
migraines.
Sick and in pain and underachieving in your life. So, this is kind of the side that I don't really show you guys on social media much, but
dude, like, he's so full of shit. You can order fucking pain medications online. You can just get it black market. So if he was so desperate and in pain, you'd just order pain meds black market. Like, imagine if, like, every other case, like, look at the dudes who get fucking steroids like me, black market. What? Like, if you genuinely suffered from hypogonadism and doctors wouldn't prescribe you and you had, like, no sex drive, you want to fucking kill yourself and all this crap, you're not going to get the medication you need black market? So he's full of shit. He does not have the problems he claims to have. He does, in all likelihood, suffer from depression, but he's just making this shit up so that he gets more sympathy from people. What a loser.
Had been having issues with depression for a while and always had to rely on coffee as a serotonin mood boost. Lately though have been significantly better and have not been needing caffeine. Hope you're still doing good. Fuck mental health issues.
I solved my mental health problems a couple of years ago after I did mushrooms. And then since I've been on steroids, I've been doing even better. I think testosterone should be the first consideration when it comes to medication for treatment of depression and anxiety. Testosterone's GABAergic and dopaminergic. It gets rid of anxiety, depression, makes you feel more motivated. It's great. The only issue I've been having lately is just sleep. My sleep's just being fucked. Thanks for the donation, though. Human supremacy can suck my ass. Good to hear you're doing better.
New Ural, when by?
I bought that sidecar in 2022. Thanks for the donation, James.
By the way, I looked it up, and no, according to the Quran, Muslims can keep cats, birds, fish, rabbits, hamsters, chickens, and iguanas as pets. Dogs, however, are strictly prohibited under haram.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Like, cats will literally just sit on, like, the kitchen counter and put their butthole on everything, and then Muslims somehow have a problem with fucking dogs. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Yeah, just stupid. It's okay, though. I don't mind that Gummy puts his butthole on my cutting board. Just helps strengthen your immune system. And he eats a vegan diet. So I'm not getting weird, gross meat butthole germs. Just regular old cat germs with vegetables. 'Cause he's a good boy. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Poopy Deck Donatillers. Wow. What is this exactly?
BTW, I can't wait to see all these SJW snowflakes crying like babies when Israel strikes Iran.
Of course. Um... Okay. Had to do a few things there. Yeah. Yeah, when the US strikes Iran, I'm sure a lot of those dumbasses are going to cry about it, but they can't really do anything.
It does. It doesn't help either that retard Gandhi banned vaccines for years in India, so no wonder that Indians have so many parasites.
Yes, that is true. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Body IQ donated $2.
OnlyFans, like you do?
Crom is the one and true only God, as he is the God of ultimate strength. The God that you worship, he's a complete fraud.
Crom was a human sacrifice deity, though, right?
No. Crom? No, that was Set. Jay Dyer, one of the best to ever do it. The only thing he said in response to this is, you put something up your butt. Like, that's it. Commands all men to achieve strength and power.
So, if a Skittles dude overpowers another dude, and he becomes like a power top on a power bottom, is Crumb there for that?
You're the one.
I'm asking you, I'm being serious, in your worldview, is that where does Crumb give that strength?
What?
Does he?
Being a power top?
Yeah.
Well, look, he tells you to go forth and do as you will.
There you go. We should all convert.
So, yeah, Jay, how much do you bench?
What does that have to do with this?
Well, again, if your God exists and you pray to him, do you not? Should he not grant you strength?
I'm confused. Is strength putting my butthole on OnlyFans?
This isn't my butthole, by the way.
Like,
what's weird is, how does this guy exactly know that, like, exactly what I put on OnlyFans? So, like, this guy is literally admitting that he watches my OnlyFans. Like, it's so fucking retarded. Like, I'm making a serious point here, too, and the guy literally cannot respond to anything. I was going to upload my version of the debate. I already have the video downloaded. I just have to cut out the, I just have to cut out the part where, like, I just have to cut out the rest of the, like, stream, basically. Yeah, I think this guy jerks off to my OnlyFans and doesn't want to admit it. Thanks for the donation, Body IQ.
Is this woman's DNA the secret ingredient for making Captain America super soldier serum or something?
Also breaking developments in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie tonight. The FBI is now exploring whether she might have been taken across the border into Mexico. Also tonight, what Walmart is now doing after that video of that man at Nancy Guthrie's front door. And tonight, as they continue to analyze DNA found at Nancy Guthrie's home, DNA that was not hers or anyone in her family, we look at the new technology that has been used in some recent national cases to look at forensic genetic genealogy. And could it be employed here? Aaron Kotursky in Tucson for us again tonight.
Tonight, the FBI is now exploring the possibility Nancy Guthrie was taken across the border into Mexico, just 60 miles from her home. While there are no firm leads pointing south, law enforcement sources tell ABC News the FBI has reached out to Mexican authorities to put her disappearance on their radar. It comes as investigators are analyzing partial DNA found inside Nancy Guthrie's house that does not match the 84-year-old grandmother or anyone close to her. They're comparing it to criminal databases and looking at forensic genetic genealogy. The technology connected to genetic genealogy, the family tree, is changing rapidly when it comes to what private labs can do to help authorities track down potential suspects. One of those cutting-edge labs, Othram in Houston, Texas. David Middleman's the CEO.
In this case, an abduction, someone that we're trying to return back to family. It's really important to do this super fast. You just can't afford to wait, weeks. Every day matters.
Middleman and his wife, Kristen, have built a high-tech forensic genealogy lab, and their work has been used in high-profile cases across the country. Middleman will not say if any of the authorities have reached out to Othram in the Guthrie case. He says state and local authorities have for years counted on CODIS, the FBI's database, where criminals have had their 20 DNA markers inputted. What's eye-opening is that Othrum's technology allows them to go well beyond those 20 markers in a DNA test that's been used for many years.
DNA was how old?
David reported on the new technology, visiting their lab just last year.
For the last 30 years, people have used a different kind of DNA testing technology that can measure 20 data points in the DNA. This machine actually can read out the entire sequence. So whereas you might get 20 data points in the earlier versions of this technology, this machine could give you anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million data points.
100,000 to 1 million?
100,000 to 1 million data points.
Far more than what traditional testing shows. They then turn to publicly...
Whatever. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. Dodo donate $2 watch.
A lot of you wanted me to talk about the new Discord thing with age verification, and if you don't upload your ID, them doing all this weird facial scanning shit to put you in a certain category or not. And I haven't done it because I just haven't really been as interested in it, and I know I'm probably not going to say the things that people want me to say or go over the things that people want me to go over as much. You probably want me to go over the fact that there is a company that was storing those pictures of the scanned IDs that got hacked, and over 70,000 of them got released just a few months ago. There are many ways to go over this that are probably more relevant than the way I want to go over it. I want to go over it just looking into just what the internet was like 25 years ago and what it's like now. I remember being a teenager and joining IRC channels all over the place and joining these little internet communities back when the internet was a group of forums and not just communities rather than just subreddits. And what I liked about that part of the internet is fundamentally a lot of it was the
Fucking cares. Wow. Cats have like superpowers. They're so cool. I love cats. Wow. I love kitties. This is insane. You have to watch this. I'm not kidding. Asbestos. Okay, we can maybe watch that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Ugh. I don't need $2. How can Tate be a Muslim and say this then? Lol, by the way, he said before he had a falling out with the Muslim community.
Anyone who tries to pretend cats are as good as dogs is a moron, by default. Dogs are useful. Dogs can do...
I've seen this video. Cats are fucking awesome. So first of all, cats, like the reason cats have been, domesticated in human society for so long is they're amazing at pest control. Dogs are not anywhere near as good at protecting your food and your home from rats or rodents. So cats have helped prevent the spread of disease and shit by just being awesome at pest control. They're also cuddly and sweet, and they're fun to pet, and you're very nice. And you can find stories of cats actually defending the home from intruders and stuff. Andrew Tate's just fucking retard. He's not Muslim, it's just a grift. And yeah, he's not really doing the Muslim shit anymore because, basically, he betrayed the whole Muslim jihadist, crazy wacko community. He was talking about Tommy Robinson and how, Britain should be for the British, and obviously that goes against the fundamental principles of Islam, that you have to spread jihad and make everything some ruined, fucking retarded shithole. So, he probably got death threats from some people that he was working with too, because that's just what they do. And I haven't really seen him say much about Islam ever since. Thanks for the donation, though, eh?
Funny how you're always expected to help other people and be there when they need you when you're depressed, but no one gives a fuck about what you're going through. Being depressed made me realize that 90% of people are selfish fucks.
Well, yeah. Well, it's, that's why Christianity and all these other Abrahamic religions will never fucking help you. It's because they like teach you to be weak and they accept weakness, and you're just supposed to pray and ask for help and forgiveness and all this shit, which never works because everyone around you is unreliable and they're rarely ever going to be able to help. So the only person you can ever really rely on is yourself. And if you just recognize the strength within yourself, you can solve your own problems. If you're depressed, you can get over it. It's that fucking simple. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben Boy. SARS-CoV, $20. I'm planning on getting on test soon. I want to get to 2,000 to 3,000 nanograms per deciliter. Do you think test will make insomnia worse? It can. I already have insomnia, and in case I start getting severe gyno, should I tiny bit of aromacin to stop it? I would recommend, so first of all, you're not going to want to get to 3,000 nanograms per deciliter when you first hop on. You're very likely going to end up developing gyno, and you're going to require an AI. So my advice to you would be to do daily injections of 20 milligrams of either Test-Sip or testanenthate. In my opinion, testanenthate is probably a better ester. It's a shorter ester, but it seems to have more consistent a more consistent half-life, and it does go it does cause more fluctuations. So if you look at like a testosterone plotter chart or a steroid plotter chart, it has higher peak concentrations and lower low concentrations, so you have more valleys, but that might actually be a good thing. The longer acting esters seem to promote more aromatization, and that might make you more prone to gyno. It might also make you more prone to erectile dysfunction when you're doing higher levels of testosterone. So you may be able to avoid using an aromatase inhibitor for longer if you're on an enanthate ester. And I've definitely noticed my libido is higher with an enanthate versus cypionate. Which, depending on what you want, that may or may not be a good thing. But, yeah, I would say if you want to avoid side effects, you might want to go with an enanthate. It could make insomnia worse. There's a lot of people who just anecdotally report having sleep issues when they're on testosterone or TRT or steroids in general. If you're, so yeah, to avoid side effects and avoid gynecomastia, I would recommend starting with 20 milligrams testosterone and enanthate per day. The reason is your body has to get used to exogenous hormones. If you just take a high dose, like if you're aiming for like 3,000 nanograms per deciliter, you're looking at probably around 300 milligrams testanenthate per week, roughly. So what would that be? That would be like 35-ish milligrams per day or something like that. math, you're gonna get side effects. So you're probably gonna get water retention, bloating, acne, feel like shit. You need to slowly acclimate yourself to exogenous hormones. So start with 20 milligrams, testanenthate or tescipionate, whatever you end up choosing, per day. And then after about a couple months, you can test increasing the dose. And the dosage, like you don't want, like, if you're getting the effects you want, there's no reason to up the dose. So if you feel better, you're building muscle much easier, you know, like your libido's better. If everything's better and it's great, don't increase the dose. Just stay at, 140 per week or 20 milligrams per day. Because, like, you're just asking for side effects. There's no reason to arbitrarily chase a certain serum concentration. You want the effect from the drug. You don't just arbitrarily want a certain number on a chart. But yeah, just start with 20 milligrams per day. Do that for at least a month. I'd say 2 months. And then from there, maybe make a decision to increase the dose. And I would have Arimidex on hand. I wouldn't use Aromacin. What's the generic name? Anastrozole. Arimidex or anastrozole. It's very potent, and as soon as you have estrogenic issues, you can just take one tablet and it's done. You can end up, like, if you need to use an AI regularly for whatever dose you're on, like, Arimidex is very safe. There's a lot of research on it. And if you're just starting out taking steroids, anastrozole is just a better choice. There's no need to use something like Aromacin. So yeah, I would just have anastrozole on hand. I wouldn't consider using Aromacin unless you're doing higher doses and you kind of know what you're doing. I would just avoid using an AI, but if you notice that you're getting estrogenic side effects, just take a single Arimidex. That should crush your estrogen for a little bit, and then you can adjust the dose of testosterone you're on so that you don't get the estrogenic sides. I wouldn't recommend having to rely on an AI if you don't have to. Thanks for the donation, though, SARS-CoV. Hope that helps.
Then why do people hate cats so much, VG?
I think it's because they're fucking miserable, retarded assholes. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Doesn't steroids enlarge your heart? No. They don't just enlarge your heart.
Everyone's selfish, including yourself. We do everything out of selfishness, even those Christians can't escape it.
I don't know what you mean by that exactly, but depending on how you look at it, that's true to a certain extent. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Me and my tranny wife are going to Toronto in a couple weeks. Why TFR flights to Canada so expensive? We are literally right next to Canada, the roads would just take forever. What should we do in Canada?
Toronto, you say. Well, you can do the normal, boring stuff, like take a look at the CN Tower. That's what a lot of people do to do something very touristy and boring. I don't know if they do the skywalk thing in the winter. That might be very cold right now. But yeah, it does cost a lot of money. I think they charge like $300 or something. But, It's like a dumb touristy thing to do. There's still a fair bit of vegan places in Toronto. What is it? There's Ital Vital. I think that might be in the West End. It's not like downtown. Yeah, that's over in the West End. I know, there's the other place. Vitalife Vegan. Oh yeah, they moved to Broadview. That's easier to get to now. So there's Vitalife Vegan. That's very similar to Ital Vital. That's on Broadview and Gerrard. That's fairly easy to get to with just public transit if you're visiting. So there's Vitalife Vegan. I'm pretty sure Hogtown is still... Yeah, Hogtown Vegan's still downtown. That's at, like, College. Yeah, College and, Borden Street. I think the Bunner's Bakery... Yeah, Bunner's Bake Shop. That's a vegan bake shop. What you really want to visit, though, is Copenhagen. The Copenhagen vegan Danish bakery. Holy mother of a fuck, dude. They have the absolute best cupcakes you'll ever have in your entire fucking life. So vegan Danish bakery is also great. And there's a vegan donut place. I think there's a few. What was it again? Machino Donuts. Yeah, Machino Donuts. I'm not sure if all their donuts are vegan anymore. Page doesn't exist. I think their donuts are vegan, I'm pretty sure. All of them. I'm pretty sure. If not all of them, most of them anyway. I don't know why they don't mention them. Yeah, best vegan donuts I've ever had. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're all vegan. Just ask. It's right downtown anyway. Machino Donuts are great. Bloomers also has good donuts, but I think Machino Donuts are better. Bloomers, though, they have vegan donuts. Aside from that, you can visit High Park. I don't know how great that's going to be in the winter. And the only other thing would be... what's it called? It's literally my favorite restaurant. It's the sushi place. Tenon. Tenon Vegetarian. They have one on Bloor Street, so if you don't want to travel to Markham, Tenon Vegan Sushi. They have another location that's on Kennedy Road. I don't know if you can really go take public transit there very easily. You'd probably want to rent a car or something. But Tenon vegetarian cuisine, that is fantastic. That is like some god tier dope ass shit. So those are all the restaurants I'd recommend checking out if you're going to visit Toronto. As far as like basic bitch tourist stuff, like, yeah, the CN Tower, you can check out the Sky Dome. I don't call it the Rogers Center. It's always going to be the fucking Sky Dome. The Royal Ontario Museum is definitely worth checking out. The ROM is awesome. That's one of the best natural history museums. I always really like doing that. That's fun. I wouldn't bother visiting Casa Loma, but I don't know. Like, it's some people like it, some people don't. I think it's a little boring, but Casa Loma, that's an option. And I mean, you can just visit more of the city if you want to do that. And yeah, those are my restaurant recommendations. The only other thing that I can think of is just visiting High Park and saying hello to dogs that you meet there. Let me know when you're coming, because if you're coming in a couple weeks and it's warmer and you want to, like, I don't know, you don't mind me being there, maybe I'd actually drive down to Toronto and just hang out. If you want to meet up with me, let me know. Message me on Instagram or whatever. Thanks for the donation though, non-web.
Regarding the Soviets and Israel, it gets even crazier. The Soviets pressured their Soviet allies to also support partition and indirectly were the main country, through Czechoslovakia, doing arms sales, not USA or UK, to help them with the 48 war.
Weird. Yeah, that's weird. Thanks for the donation, eh?
Exactly, VG, as Spin from Really Wild Animals once said, cats rule and cats are cool.
Stray cat, alley cat, tom cat, a hip cat, so cool. Fat cat, a lazy cat, certainly an acrobat. You make your own rules.
That's nice. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Jasmine Crockett is a black woman. She cannot win in Texas. Change my mind.
Well, you might have a point there. Thanks for the donation, 21st. Would you go to New York again? I've never been to New York City.
Bro really thought that he was about to cuck me.
Well, in one of those streams, Larry and his wife started talking trash, not about Greg Doucette, right? Because Greg made some videos back. Felt bad to put it out there in the public. So since then, I've gotten closer with some of the people, multiple women that were in Larry's life. And I've built strong relationships with them, and they've shown me things, they've told me things. And I feel really bad for them because they were deeply, and still to this day, deeply affected by their relationship with Larry. And it's their story to tell, and I'm not going to tell their personal stories here. That's up to them to say it. But what I will say is that their lives are deeply affected by what he did to them till this day. I mean, I know one girl.
Sushi Cafe in Toronto. Never heard of that. Plant-based sandwiches, soups, sweets. Huh. That actually looks sick.
AW, I remember when you used to go to Hogtown Vegan with Jazz Mungold. Man, that brings back memories. When you were living in the tiny apartment in Toronto. Barely any money. Just got your vasectomy. You were young and still learning things.
Uh-huh. Thanks for the donation, 21st. Hey, they got donuts.
I plan on bringing my skates. Well, be there for 4 days, so I'll let you know. Also, Destiny is a woman's name.
Skates as in ice skates or inline skates? I can't ice skate. I don't, well, I can technically. I don't have any ice skates. I also don't want to ice skate. Like, I'm a little worried about falling and smashing my elbow or something because I just haven't done it in a while. I can inline skate though. I'm pretty good at inline skating. I just haven't ice skated in so long I don't want to risk fucking hurting myself. But yeah, let me know. Thanks for the donation, Unwib. Yes, Destiny is a girl's name. SARS-CoV $20. I feel fine as a natty, but I want to get that steroid look and also don't want to be tired after my full-time job to work out. Do you think getting my test higher will help with that? Lol. Also, fuck being natty. It just sucks, honestly. Yes. Steroids definitely give you more energy and motivation. Without a doubt. Thanks for the donation, though, SARS-CoV. I would recommend checking out Todd Lee. His channel's Todd Lee Anabolic University. That's a good place to start to learn about how to take steroids. I disagree with him on some things, like especially now that I've used steroids for a little bit. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, everyone finds out what drugs kind of work for them and what strategies to use that are ideal for them. He has his own way of doing things that he likes. I have my own way of doing things that I like, and like, he's also worried about losing hair. I'm not, so. But yeah, just stick with test, start with a low dose, and just slowly work your way up as needed. You don't want to just arbitrarily take a fuck ton of gear. It doesn't work that way. Your body has to get used to taking exogenous hormones. If you just take a high dose, you're going to have a horrible time and feel like shit. Thanks for the donation, though, SARS-CoV.
Cases like this are proof women get off easy in the American justice system. Woman has sex with 13-year-old boy, but because she was pretty and did fake tears for the judge, she only got 4 years. WTF.
We are not.
Yep. And Jeffrey Epstein got murdered in his fucking jail cell because he paid a 17-year-old to have sex with him.
Identifying this mom because of the nature of this case, along with the serious safety concerns she told us she has. But she says she talked to us because she does not want any other family to go through.
Her 13-year-old son and his former counselor, Peyton Shires.
You understand? She's not even pretty. She's just like a fucking gross freak.
The nature of the charges to which you're pleading guilty and what the maximum penalties are.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, like, there's something about women who go after young boys, too, that is just so fucking bizarre. Like, women are usually interested in older men. And that's, that's cross-culturally. Across all human cultures, women, on average, like, it's not even on average, like, the vast, vast majority, you're talking about, like, 98% of women, they're primarily interested in relationships with older men. So when you see women like this go after, like, young boys, 13, like, there's already something fucking wrong with them. Like, I don't even understand how they end up being interested. Like, again, women are usually interested in men. Like, what are they getting exactly from a young boy? It's just strange. Like, they have smaller bodies, smaller dicks. They haven't even fully gone through puberty yet. So these people are probably extremely controlling and manipulative, and they just have a lot of fucking personal problems. It's absolutely fucked that they'd only get like 4 years for this. And then dudes, not only will they get like 20 years in prison sometimes, but on top of that, you also have to consider, like, a lot of them get fucking, like, beaten or murdered in prison, like Jeffrey Epstein. Things are pointing towards a murder. Like, there's enough weird shit going on, like the cameras weren't working, the guards lied about being asleep. Like, you can look at the autopsy photos of his neck. It looks like he was garroted from behind, and everyone's just lying about it. But then, like, oh, you're a girl and you're, like, not hideous. Oh, yeah, we'll let you off easy. Yeah, you're crying. Oh, yeah, we know you're sorry.
She pleaded guilty this week to repeatedly having sex with the boy last year, along with intimidation and inducing panic, for going to the family's home with a gun after the mom alerted police.
I'm sorry, 4 years? Okay, look, if she was sorry about what happened and it was a genuine mistake, it would have only happened once. Like, if she was going to use that argument, like, and she was on her period or something, and, like, something weird happened with her personal life, and she had a lapse in judgment or something, that would have only happened once. The fact that this happened multiple times, it shows that she has absolutely no remorse. This was a calculated decision she made. She did it over and over again because she didn't care and she figured she could get away with it. And then on top of that, she tried to fucking intimidate the family and shit. How does she only get 4 fucking years? If a dude did this, he'd be put away for life.
Police about text messages.
It's already hard enough to seek the help that we feel like we're lacking as parents. And I want to give a voice to this situation.
This mom now encouraging other parents not to hesitate speaking up if they're concerned about their kids' relationships and to watch for changes in their behaviors.
If you think something isn't right, then it isn't. And don't feel like you're doing too much or going too far or being overbearing.
The mom now hopes her son's former counselor gets help. She faces possibly decades in prison.
The mom says she did raise concerns about an inappropriate...
Okay, you said she only got 4 years. Says she could go to prison for 28 and a half. She'll also be required to register as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years. Was there actually a resolution to this where she only got 4 years?
Appropriate relationship with Peyton Shire's former employer, but that mom is now suing them, arguing they were negligent because her son was not removed from Shire's care. That lawsuit is working towards a trial next year.
Hopefully she wins that civil suit.
I'm really sorry that all of this happened. I feel horrible that the mother and that they're in the social worker client relationship changed the past.
She is in no way sorry.
Great, thank you. All right, the court has had the benefit of the pre-sentence investigation and will make a few comments. I'm to consider the seriousness of the offense, which is a serious offense. You violated the position of trust that you had. This young man was a child. He was a child. He was 13, 14 years old. That's a child. You're 23, 24 years old when all this was going on. You know, he was trying to get the help that he needed. In some ways, I'm a little I think you're genuine today. I do, and I do hope.
Oh my God. What? This is a genuine apology? She tried to intimidate the family with a fucking gun, and she raped this kid multiple times. Like, there's no apologizing for that. These are calculated fucking decisions she made because she's a fucking psycho.
That you rebound from this eventually.
And then they blame male judges in society for stereotyping women as weaker and not responsible for their actions. Well, you know, it is fundamentally men's fault. Like, I think the problem is there's so many dudes who are, like, so fucking pussy hungry. Like, I've, like, talked to any dude who, like, tries to date women. Like, we all go through this, right? You end up having a decision to make. Do I get my dick sucked at the end of the night? Or do I tell her ghosts aren't real? And, what is it? What's that stupid fucking thing where, like, you're a Pisces or Cancer or something? Astrology or whatever. Like, yeah, astrological signs aren't real. Like if you give women any kind of pushback with any of their stupid nonsense, like, they won't have sex with you. So, like, that's why so many dudes end up lying and saying, like, oh, yeah, I saw a ghost too. And, oh, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Like, you know, this kind of bullshit. And it works. You get laid, but then you're validating all of women's, like, crazy fucking bullshit. So with most of the dates I've been on, I end up striking out because I just don't put up with, like, stupid bullshit. I tell them straight up, ghosts aren't fucking real. If they were real, the US military would be using them to fucking kill people. When's the last time you've heard the US military using fucking ghosts to find out enemy positions and then, you know, like, drone striking their ass or anything? Never happened, because they're not fucking real. It's just bullshit. And the astrological signs, numerology, yeah, all that other crap, tarot cards, like, it's fucking nonsense. And then I very often end up striking out, and these girls aren't interested in me anymore because they know that I'm not validating their bullshit, and they can find a billion other fucking dudes who will validate their bullshit. And then they'll date those dudes for 2 months, and then they'll complain about how they were lied and manipulated, and they got cheated on, and they were treated like shit, and everything about them was a lie. Well, they self-select for men who are willing to lie to them in order to get laid. So, like, but, you know, fundamentally, men are the ones who control fucking society. Like, and it's weird how so many dudes aren't willing to admit that. Like, look, at the end of the day, how many fucking women are willing to do the shit that will make society fucking run? Like, practically no one. So when you're talking about, like, national defense, policing, sewage, like, digging oil up out of the ground, trucking, like, all the fucking hard manual labor and shit. And I mean, just the amount of fucking jobs that just require a ridiculous amount of education, hours worked, and stress, like being a judge. There just aren't that many women who are willing to do that kind of work. So men are the ones who are running society, but then, like, somehow we ended up getting gaslit into thinking we need to listen to fucking women. And this is the result. Like, we have fucking judges who are like, oh, you poor woman, I know you're fucking sorry, and yeah, everyone makes mistakes. Like, I don't, it's just nonsense. Like, either women are fucking adults with agency or they're not. I don't know what the fucking problem is. It's so ridiculous. Like, if we're gonna give women the right to vote because they're adults with agency, then why the fuck can't we hold them criminally accountable like we do men? It's insane.
This doesn't have to define you, but it will affect you for the rest of your life, as it should. But I was disappointed in the pre-sentence investigation and that you seem to blame him a little bit for, like, then, you know, trying to trick you and coerce you into having additional sex, blackmailing you, and, you know, you started, the whole incident started, you're the adult, you need to have the boundaries.
Like, what does he mean a little disappointed? The fact that she's blaming this kid at all just shows she is a manipulative fucking psychopath, and she's trying to gain control over the fucking situation. She's not remorseful at all if she's blaming the fucking victim. Like, it's retarded.
You're trained professionally to deal with situations like this. But I will note that your score that we sometimes rely on The Ohio risk assessment score is very low, meaning you're unlikely to offend again.
Oh, right. Oh, you're unlikely to offend again. Uh-huh. I wonder if any of that has to do with her being a woman.
You are going to have to register as a sex offender under Tier 2, which requires you to register, and you're going to have to sign this document. You have to register for a period of 25 years in person every 180 days. So whatever county you're living in is going to require you to go and register. If you leave the county for any period of time, for a week or 2 weeks, or move to another county, you have to register in that county, and you have to do so for 25 years. And you'll be kept in a database. It's going to affect the rest of your life.
The thing is, men weren't subverted by force. It was like manipulation tactic through ideas like feminism, mass changing society. Well, it's a communist psyop. It's weird. It's like some of the, the Soviet spy guy that I told you about, he literally said, like, the idea is to reverse everything. So criminals are victims and they need sympathy. Women should be in positions of power, even though they don't do anything. And they just say whatever suits them to get away with stuff. Yeah, that judge is cucked beyond belief and a weak person. You can tell by how he looks. Oh, yeah. Dude, I cannot imagine. You can look at the trial of Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar did the same thing this chick was doing, where he blamed the victims. He was absolutely railed for it in court. The judge said, you're not remorseful at all for anything you fucking did, and, you're clearly just a manipulative piece of shit, and I'm going to give you the absolute maximum punishment possible under the fucking law, because that's exactly what you deserve. And this guy, oh, I know you're sorry, and you should have known better. I'm a little disappointed in you. It's crazy.
You have no record whatsoever. Court takes that into consideration. You also have accepted responsibility and pled guilty by not requiring the young man to come to court and come to trial. Prosecutor has deferred, meaning they're going to leave the sentence up to me. So the sentence is going to be as follows. On counts 1, 2, 3, and 4, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, 2 years each, concurrent to each other. On counts 5 and 6.
What? For 3 separate charges, 2 years?
Intimidation of a witness, 9 months consecutive to counts 1 and...
He said concurrent, right? I didn't mishear.
Months consecutive to witness, intimidation of a witness, and 6. On counts 5 and 6, intimidation of a other minor, 2 years each, concurrent to each.
That is absolutely pathetic. You raped a kid, and there's 3 different counts. Yeah, I'll just have 2 years, and it'll be concurrent, so just 2 years. So she gets 1 punishment for 3 separate fucking crimes. Okay.
Each other. On counts 5 and 6, intimidation of a witness, 9 months consecutive to counts 1 and 4.
She was showing up to the parents' house with a gun after raping the kid 9 months. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure that if a man did this, he'd get 9 months. Uh-huh.
And consecutive to the inducing panic count, which is, trying to figure out which count that is. At any rate, the inducing panic count, dude. You get 1 year plus 1 year for the firearm specification. That'll be consecutive to the other counts, and consecutive to each other. So the bottom line is you're getting a 4-year and 9 month sentence. Their sentence is 4 years and 9.
That is absolutely pathetic. She should have gotten 20 years. That's just retarded. Okay, well, if you're a woman, you can just rape kids. Just retarded.
It brings back memories of when you went to the lake and filmed the video starting with "we're having a baby" and then revealed that it was a dog. I was 5% worried you weren't joking for a second when I first heard that. Did you have your vasectomy by then?
Yeah, I had had my vasectomy for like 2 years. Thanks for the donation, 21st. Human supremacy can suck my ass, $20. Have you ever had problems with game bugs or maybe internet issues preventing you from beating video game combat? I've tried a million times on a section that isn't that hard in Kingdom Come Deliverance and still can't beat it. Thoughts? Well, Kingdom Come Deliverance sucks. I tried playing that game for like 10 minutes and then I was like, wow, this is boring, and gave up. I've definitely had trouble beating bosses before due to like glitches and shit like that. I still actually haven't beaten Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty because I tried playing through that game twice, like the DLC, and I kept running into the same bug where it wouldn't load the proper thing where the cutscene will play where I can end up defeating the boss. So I've definitely run into that issue before where there's like a game-breaking bug. Other than that, like, there's games like Battletoads that are just fucking hard and baffling. Thanks for the donation, though. Human supremacy can suck my ass.
Speaking of which, if cats are so useful for pest control, then why are they always demonized for eating disgusting vermin like mice in cartoons such as Tom and Jerry? Who, by the way, is invading a home and his owner wants him to eat.
I don't think cats were demonized in Tom and Jerry. That looks cool. Chocolate orange brownie. Dude, this place looks fucking awesome. How have I never heard about it before? Sushi Cafe. Yeah, damn, I gotta check that place out. What are your best ideas to solve this problem of feminization? Like, do you have something that is realistic and might work over time? My thing is just try to change the culture, keep liberals out. Some of these things are self-correcting, where you end up seeing pendulum swings. So, and you're kind of starting to see a pendulum swing. Like, look at the amount of people who are, like, just fed up with, all the woke social justice warrior feminist bullshit. Like, and I mean, it makes people lose money. So look at The Last of Us. They hired the ugliest girl they possibly could to play Ellie. Like, I mean, that is just the best example of feminist nonsense. Ellie game versus show. Like this is just out fucking rageous. Like, this is what you get with feminism. Yeah, who are we gonna cast as Abby? This hideous fucking freak that doesn't even look like a fucking human being. This looks like an alien tried to morph into a fucking human being out of memory or something. So this show lost, I think, over half of its fucking audience by season 2. They're like outright admitting they're not making another season after season 3. And there's rumor that they're not even going to have this dumb bitch in season 3 because of how hated she is. And it, like, HBO knew that they lost money on the show. So some of these things are self-correcting. Like, there's the saying, go woke, go broke. Like, at the end of the day, these corporations need to make money, and if they keep losing money, this feminist crap can only last for so long until it like collapses in on itself, kind of like communism. So some of this will be self-correcting. They're like, I've seen statistics too where there's like massive bias when it comes to hiring against white men. Like, if you're gonna have some weird two-tiered society where like men are treated like second-class citizens, they can't get a job or something just because of discrimination. Well, what are they gonna do? They're men. So they're gonna get pissed off, they're gonna start burning down buildings, they're gonna turn to crime, they're gonna start shooting and killing people, So, like, there's a tipping point with all of these things where if something just doesn't work, it doesn't work, it collapses in on itself. My best idea is, you definitely, like, TikTok was finally sold to, a US firm. So now the United States is in at least some control of the algorithm. So a lot of women aren't going to be bombarded with ridiculous feminist propaganda horseshit. And, yeah, aside from that, I think men just need to hop on testosterone and just lift weights. Kind of like the men going their own way movement. I see it as a good thing. Like, men just need to be taught that they shouldn't take women seriously. All of this would go away if men just learned to not take women seriously. Because, like, this is what happens when you take women seriously. You get nonsense. So just men need to go on testosterone. Like, as soon as you reached your full adult height, just start taking tests, get to super physiological levels, and work out, make money. Don't really focus too much on women, and if you do just want to get laid, like, again, just don't take them seriously. Don't act like anything they're saying it makes any sense, and I think everything will be fine.
Do you miss living in Toronto? Say your apartment building had a garage for your bike. Would you prefer that over your current house? Assuming you could pay what you paid back then, for about the same size apartment. I believe that was your first apartment.
No, that wasn't my first apartment. No, I prefer living here. There was a garage. There was a garage in my apartment in Toronto. I hated that place. Yeah, it was terrible. Everyone was a fucking asshole. There were crazy people living in that building that were making so much fucking noise. The building manager had a dog that just pissed everywhere, and it would fucking piss all over my fucking door. It'd piss over everyone's fucking door. We would complain about it to the building owner, and they wouldn't do anything about it. And, yeah, I fucking hated that place.
OFC once Israel sided with USA, the USSR turned on then and became an enemy. I guess communists do not want you knowing they once supported Israel. Can we
May
watch?
1947.
I don't know if we'll watch this now. It's kind of long and boring, but maybe some other time. Thanks for the donation, eh?
I don't care how many times it happened, just once. Alone is unforgivable.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about that was that she tried to blame the boy in the interrogation lol. Claiming that he blackmailed her into having sex with him. Yes, a 13-year-old. She is unhinged and a manipulate liar.
Yeah, and then the judge is like, oh, I know you're sorry. Like, fuck me. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy.
What a piece of shit. She honestly deserves the death penalty.
Well, dudes who do this shit do end up getting the death penalty in prison because other prison inmates will kill them. She's going to a women's prison where, like, literally nothing will happen, and there's probably a bunch of other psycho fucking women who, if she tells this to, they're going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe they gave you a sentence for that when it was all the boys' fault. So yeah, thanks for the donation, Dodo. Dodo donate $2. What the hell? 1K out of 100,000 are criminals. Data from Germany's Federal Criminal Police Office for 2023 showed that migrants are severely overrepresented among violent crime suspects in Germany. Non-Germans make up roughly 15% of Germany's population, and they accounted for approximately 41% of all criminal suspects and roughly 40.7% of suspects in violent crime categories, such as robbery, aggravated assault. There was a 14.5% increase in foreign violent crime suspects compared to the previous year, whereas German violent crime suspects rose by only 2.2%. Algeria, Morocco, Syria, Afghanistan. We could have warned you about that, but feminism, this is what you get when women are running the fucking country. Oh, we're all the same. We all want the same thing. All these conservative white males in the patriarchy, they're all racist, and they say that brown people from other cultures are violent and dangerous, but we know that with love and kindness, they're just like us. Let's bring them all in for no reason. Let's give them money and free apartments and a free cell phone, and let's not make them even have to find a job and just give them free money. What could go wrong? Yeah, and this is why you don't take women seriously. Thanks for that donation, Dodo.
Feminists like to bring up Brock Turner in response to things like this, but the difference is Brock Turner was a rich white kid whose father probably bribed the judge, and the media wildly criticized the sentencing. It wasn't because he was a man.
Yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah. There definitely are cases where dudes get light sentences, but it's weird. The court system's just fundamentally broken, dude. There's so many ways in which biases can end up intruding into prosecutions. Biases in the jury, biases when it comes to the judge. Like, if the judge just likes you for whatever reason, you're going to get a lighter sentence than you really deserve. If you're better looking, you're going to get a lighter sentence. If you're white, as opposed to black, you're going to get a lighter sentence. Like, it's just fucked. Everything about it's fucked and stupid. The moral of the story is to just fuck society, dude. Society is just a broken fucking mess. It's a Ponzi scheme anyway. Just reject society, go your own way, and stay out of people's bullshit. Thanks for the donation, though, Ben Boy.
Didn't you have a nice view? What kind of noise were you having to deal with in that apartment? Was it a luxury apartment building or an old building or what?
I don't know if you could technically call it a luxury building, but it was expensive. It turns out that I got an insane fucking deal on that apartment. So I actually, there was an incentive for that building where you would get cheaper rent prices if you would reserve your unit before it was built. So they said if you pay for first and last month's rent before the building is actually constructed, that reserves your unit, and then you'll be paying substantially lower prices. I think they said $500 per month less than what everyone else would be paying. Turns out it was $1,000 less. When I moved in, I was paying $1,600 a month. People with my same exact fucking unit told me they're paying $2,600 a month. So, I got a huge, crazy fucking deal on that apartment, but, the people who were living there were fucking crazy. I don't know what the deal was. A lot of them were younger couples for whatever reason. So they, like, there were some families with children that were just making a crazy amount of noise. There was one dumb bitch who had a fucking insane dog that wouldn't stop barking, and just tearing up the entire fucking apartment. And there were some other younger kids who I'm assuming were like Nepo babies or something, and they'd throw like nut job fucking parties, and they were living in the unit right above me. But they seemed like college kids, and their parents were just paying for that apartment for them while they were going to school. And they're having like just crazy fucking loud ass parties. So it was retarded. Like, it definitely wasn't worth the money having to deal with that bullshit. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. Lost and Found on chillers. Have you seen this girl skate? It's impressive. Yeah, I have. I've actually been getting recommended her videos. Yeah, she is actually really good at skating. I'm not going to show it because it's like on Facebook and crap. Thanks for the donation, though, Lost and Found.
Second link with speed skip to 45 seconds and listen to the amazing song, and then to 218 to hear the gospel of the racist. Listen close, oh receded one.
What the hell? What is he doing?
When you're spending every day on your own, and here it goes, I'm just a kid.
I kind of hate I Show Speed. Kind of does whatever he has to do to make money.
Stand up and be counted, show the world that you're a man. Stand up and be counted, go with the Ku Klux Klan. We are
KKK. Like, this is all just fake.
You're a dirty fucking nigger. Kill yourself, you coon.
Yo, what?
I kind of just... See, there's something about watching people fake their reactions on social media that just drains the fucking energy out of me. Thanks for the donation, literal racist no troll. Dodo donate $2. Oh my bad, that was 6,000 out of 100,000 being criminals, so 6 out of every 100 of them are criminals with a fucking notice where they all come from, despite Germany having lots of Ukrainian migrants. You don't see them on the top 5 most violent, not even remotely close. Yep. Again, that's what happens when you've got communists and fucking women running your society. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Germany is like cucked beyond fucking belief. I was talking to Rafaela a little bit about Germany. I thought this was like exaggeration or a joke or something. You can actually get arrested and charged in Germany for just insulting somebody. So if you're doing like vegan activism and then you call somebody like fat or offend them in some way, like, oh, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're fat, you can get arrested and charged for that. It's not protected free speech. I'm not sure if they even have free speech in their constitution. Most countries don't. I know the UK doesn't. Australia doesn't. There's a lot of, Western countries that don't. The US and Canada are like one of the few that fucking do. So yeah, Germany's cucked. She sent me a fucking television program in Germany where you had German politicians bragging about how they have laws that force people to be polite to each other. Like, yes, we are sophisticated here in Germany. If you make fun of somebody and hurt their feelings, well, you're going to be punished for it. Just crazy. Just absolute beta male cuck bitch society. Lost and found on each other. Here's another chick that got away with it.
An NBC News exclusive.
Female predator.
Crossing the line.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this girl.
Good evening, something. But the parents of one 14-year-old in Florida were not happy about what their son was learning from a teacher in his school.
Snickers, stares, mothers would hold their children tightly when...
School teacher.
Yeah, it wasn't her defense that these boys all ganged up on her and manipulated her, and she was actually able to convince the judge, and it's probably because the judge was this beta male simp and thought she was hot.
In 2004, Deborah Beasley LaFave was arrested at the home of a middle school student, accused of having sex with him at her apartment, in her car, in her classroom. She was 23. He was 14. She developed an eating disorder.
So, I mean, as an outsider looking in,
Job as an 8th grade reading teacher.
You know, when women say they have an eating disorder and they look normal, no, you're just a dumb bitch. Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I know of that whole story. Thanks for the donation, Lost and Found. America, only country with constitutional right to free speech. I'm pretty sure Canada does have free speech written within its constitution. Yeah, there is an explicit, everyone has the following fundamental freedoms: freedom of thought, belief, opinion, and expression, including freedom of the press and media communication. So, like, it is explicitly stated within our Constitution. Some people do, criticize Canada for having restrictions for hate speech. They're pretty well defined. I haven't seen any situations where the hate speech laws have actually interfered with genuine free speech. So, Cockwart donated $2. Canada, but seems more restricted than the US, still better than most. Well, again, like, people make the criticism with Canada that we have hate speech laws, which the US doesn't, but in Canada, you can't deny the Holocaust, which, again, I just don't see a problem with. And outside of that, the way we define hate speech is it basically has to cross a line where you're inciting violence against a group. So basically the same kind of provisions the US has when it comes to violent speech. It's very similar in Canada, so there's not really a big gap there. The fuck is this? Okay. Are all these links just stupid horseshit from TikTok? Yeah, I'm not watching these. Thanks for the donation, Cockwart.
Did you ever rage privately or towards them when the people in your building made tons of noise? Or kept you from sleeping? Did you try talking to any of them about it? I can't believe you'd rather live in rural Ottawa, can't get groceries or anything.
Yeah. I would just knock on their door and just ask them to keep quiet. Like, I do that first, and then if they wouldn't stop, I'd just bring it up with the building management and file a formal complaint. Yeah, I'd rather live here than in that fucking building in Toronto because I don't have to deal with any insane, annoying, retarded horseshit all day. I have more space. This is a much bigger fucking place to live. I also have a full garage. I have a full basement. You know, like I can have all my weight training equipment. Like, especially once Isaac moves out, like I'll have even more space down here. I'll be able to like get all the machines I want and stuff, and have the space for it. And like it's not a big deal, you know, like I'm fine driving a little bit to get groceries. Like that's a very small trade-off for peace and quiet. And I mean the rent price, I'm paying about $2,200 a month in rent here. If I were to get a similar similar place in Toronto, you'd easily be looking at around $4,000 a month. So like almost double what I'm paying here. So that trade-off is definitely worth it. Thanks for the donation though, 21st. Third Wheel Larry donated $2. You think this was a shot at Frank Tufano for suing him? American bread versus real bread. Just making sure there aren't any penises. Yeah, there we go. That's great. Sengoku Donatello started reading Dan to Dan. It was kind of a slow start, but it's kind of growing on me. What's your favorite manga series you've read? I haven't read the manga Dan to Dan. I've watched the anime. I like the anime. I just thought it was weird for season 2. They got rid of like the fan service for straight dudes, and there's just a lot of naked guys' butts. So like the first episode of Dan to Dan, cute schoolgirl in her underwear, great. And then there's some panty shots here and there. And then for season 2, complete Uno reverse, and yeah, there was no like girl panties or anything like that, and there's like a bunch of shots where you saw naked guys' butts all the time. I haven't read the manga though. Maybe I'd enjoy the manga more. I typically enjoy the manga more. But I like Dan to Dan. It's a kind of interesting, unique kind of concept of like aliens versus ghosts. That mean girl in it's also cute. So yeah. It's good. Thanks for the donation though. Oh yeah, what's your favorite manga series you've ever read? Well, definitely Berserk. Gantz comes in a very, very close second though. Gantz is pretty fucking incredible. And Chainsaw Man is also just fucking incredible. Chainsaw Man, more than any other manga, gives you these crazy emotional swings where you're like laughing your ass off like you can't believe, and then you're like so sad that like a really nice character died, and then like you get some of the best fucking hype action scenes ever, and then like it's just this crazy roller coaster ride of emotions. But Chainsaw Man is just some of the most incredible fucking writing ever. Thanks for the donation though, Son Goku. There's some also like cute girls in it. I like the War Devil chick. What is it? Yeah, the War Devil basically infected that one girl. I think she's pretty. The guy who wrote Chainsaw Man, apparently he has a fetish for dominant women. I have a preference for like more masculine sort of tomboy types. So not all the girls in the show I'm into, like what's her name? The girl with the circly weird eyes. She's the control devil or something. I'm not into her, but like some of the girls in the manga are cute. Like I'm into the War Devil. I also like the scars on her face. I think they're very distinguishing. Thanks for the donation though, Son Goku.
1. According to Israel's Channel 12 News, first responders and the IDF Home Front Command have been directed to prepare for war against Iran. 2. The military force the US is currently concentrating is its largest in the Middle East since the 2003 invasion.
Well, that all sounds like good news. I want to see Iran get clapped. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Dodo $20, the boy assaulting them is just doing it because he wants to look good for the girls who are brainwashed on TikTok into communism and anti-Semitism. Shocking video shows 2 Jewish teens being followed into a Starbucks, verbally berating and then physically assaulted. If only I was Jewish. Man, I would have so many opportunities to just kick ass. I don't think they'd actually even try. They'd probably just find some smaller Jew. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Lost and Found, only $2. What do you think of the Adam Sandler movie called That's My Boy that makes light of the scenario of the hot older teacher sleeping with her student? Do you think the double standard has purely to do with the infantilizing of women or other things too? It's probably a variety of things. So, like, this is probably an ancient idea that's being sort of pervasive. You'll see biblical mentions of, like, how because men are the ones who penetrate, that means they're always the dominant one when it comes to sex. So just because men have penises and they're the ones that have to penetrate a vagina, there seems to be, like, some weird psychological thing in everybody's head where, like, no matter what, men are in control of a situation when it comes to sex. And that's, like, an ancient thing that you'll even see, like, have mentioned to, like, in the Bible. There's probably also a number of stereotypes when it comes to male sexuality where, again, men are, like, just horny as hell, and there's no way in which you can offend a man sexually or a male person. And, like, women have a lower sex drive, so, like, even with a male child, like, the responsibility is placed more on the male child, not the woman, right? So there's probably a number of things going on there, why there's that, like, double standard. Thanks for the donation, though, Lost and Found. Donate $2. You support Reform UK, right? What about the AFD and Marine, Le Pen, and Maloney? I don't know enough about them. Reform UK is what's his name again? Okay, I don't even. What's the guy's name that? Yeah, Nigel Farage. I think the Reform Party is dumb, as you'd expect. So the problem is this is universal. There'll be, like, one really important issue that, like, liberals and sometimes even conservatives get completely wrong, but it's, like, fundamental to the well-being of the country. Like, it's a genuine, like, life or death kind of concern. So, like, the immigration reform that has to happen in the UK, it's an existential threat. And the only party that wants to do anything about that existential threat is incompetent morons who don't know anything about anything else. So they're terrible with the economy. They're terrible with spending. They're terrible with everything except that one fundamental issue. I think what people, like, kind of forget, though, is like the government is this huge bureaucratic machine, right? So even if you have party leaders that don't know anything about anything, like just because of the huge bureaucratic machine, they don't have to be competent at running the economy. So they can let like the experts inform them and tell them what they should do. Like they have people working in finance within the government that'll tell them, okay, you should, like, the tax rate should be this, we should do these sorts of trade deals and all this crap, and they can just listen to them. And then when it comes to immigration, they can say, we're putting our foot down when it comes to immigration. And that's kind of what happened to some extent with Trump, only, yeah, with Trump, like the tariffs and everything, it didn't work out that way. But when it comes to military, Trump's definitely listening to his military advisors. He's made great military decisions because he just listens to his military advisors. If he would listen to his economic advisors, there would be no issue. So it all depends, but yeah, like I think the UK is at a point where they should elect the Reform Party, because like what else is going to happen, right? Like the immigration thing in the UK is just such a huge existential issue. I don't know enough about the AFD. Like from what I know is they're like a crazy right-wing party. And I don't know what Marine Le Pen and Maloney are. Thanks for the donation, though, eh?
Isn't your current house attached housing? So you have someone to your left and to your right. You just don't have anyone below or above you. But if they move out and you get unlucky with some bad neighbors, you have the same issue but even worse.
No, I don't. I only have one person on one side of me, for one thing. And it's one bad neighbor who lives on the left. Like, they would have to be so outrageously bad. Like, they would have to be crazy-ass ghetto black people who nonstop blast, like, insane rap music at such ridiculously high volumes with a subwoofer. Because, like, it's pretty well sound isolated. I don't ever hear them, especially upstairs. You can only hear them make noise when you're in the basement. Upstairs, you can't hear anything. So, and again, like, luckily, there's only white people who live here. I might literally be the only, like, black person who lives in town. So I think it's just because of living in the middle of nowhere and stuff. It's just not where a lot of black and minorities and immigrants want to be. There's not many jobs out here. So like my neighbors, the one woman works down the street and her boyfriend, works at the grocery store, like, down, like, the closest grocery store. So like, there's just not many places to actually work unless you're gonna like commute for an hour or more into the city. So there's just not many minorities around here, which is great because like as much as people like to say, like, that's racist, like, guess what? There's a lot of ratchet ass black people who make a lot of fucking noise. Like, it's just the case. Even if they're not ratchety, like, there are people who just come from cultures that make a lot of noise. Like, I had next door neighbors who I think were from Guyana, and my next door neighbor was a cop. He was cool, but they just throw a lot of parties. Like, it's just what they do. So, it's yeah, just nice, quiet white people in this area. It's just a more rural area where people are just chill. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. Literal racist, no troll, don't need $3. Let me see. That is really weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will conclude this part of the entertainment with a brand new song sung here in Chicago for the first time on any stage by myself and company. The Camptown ladies sing this song. Doo-dah, doo-dah. The Camptown racetrack 5 miles long. Oh, doo-dah day.
Uh-huh.
Everybody!
Oh yeah, Zulu. I think you sent me this before. Yeah, Michael Caine. I actually use this movie as an argument for why a zombie apocalypse would never happen. So this is a real historical battle. I think there was only like something like 50 or maybe 100 British troops versus like 5,000 Zulus. And the Zulus only had spears. They didn't even have bows and arrows. And they just had those like shitty wooden... they had those shitty wooden shields. And the British didn't even have, like, this is before they were using lever actions or bolt actions. These were trapdoor rifles. So no magazine, no auto loading, just one shot. You had to manually put another bullet in the chamber, like very old school technology. And they absolutely annihilated the Zulus. They were outnumbered like 20-1, and it was absolute devastation. And these are like actual human beings that have a logical, rational mind that can strategize and everything. And they couldn't defeat just a handful of British troops with trapdoor rifles. So if it's a zombie apocalypse where you have zombies who do not have a rational mind, who cannot strategize, and don't even have any weapons like spears, like they're just trying to bite you. And you have the luxury of modern weaponry, so self-loading rifles and handguns and machine guns. There would never, ever be a zombie apocalypse, ever. Because, like, as soon as there would be, like, maybe a wave of zombies, they'd get blown the fuck away.
Every time I wheel about a Jim Crow, I went down to the river. I didn't mean to stay, but there I saw so many gals I couldn't get away. Wheel about and turn about and do just so. Every time I wheel about a Jim Crow.
That's nice. Thanks for the donation, literal racist neutral. Animal Liberation Retailers, will you do a review reaction to the telepathy tape study? I guess I could. I'll tell you right now, it's stupid and it's bullshit. But I guess I could. Thanks for the donation, dude.
What if Iran doesn't get clapped as easily as you think and the US suffers some losses? Is it worth potentially losing thousands of US service members like if they sink a single US carrier? Iran does have hypersonic weapons they haven't deployed yet.
I highly doubt that they would actually use those for one thing. And if they did, it would only ensure their doom. So they just, if they do it, they know they're done. Like, all their leadership dead. They're all going to get publicly hanged, executed. So there's no fleeing to Russia. There's no getting help from anybody. They're just absolutely going to get annihilated. And they're going to have, it's going to be worse than Venezuela. The entire IRGC, all of their leadership is going to be tried, either executed or imprisoned, and they're going to have a complete revolution where the U.S. is going to oversee a transition to democracy. And it's not like the US hasn't accounted for this either. So these ships have countermeasures. They also have air support helping them, and they're going to have a combined airstrike with Israel as well, where they're going to take out a lot of the weapons that they could use. So, I doubt they're going to be able to do anything because one, they're going to be incentivized not to do anything. There's probably. It's kind of like if Donald Trump just decided to launch a nuclear bomb on Canada. Like, Trump can tell somebody on a nuclear submarine to launch a nuke. Are they going to do it? So, like, that's another thing. Is there enough loyalty within the Iranian regime where if somebody's told to launch a hypersonic missile at the US, like, are they going to do it? Probably not. So, they've accounted for stuff like this, and I'm sure they've worked out war plans where they'll mitigate that risk. Thanks for the donation, though, T. $2 Guess who's back?
It's not a comb over. Okay, let's get that one thing straight.
He's not back because nobody cares. Thanks for the donation, though, too. Son Goku, $20, Dorohedoro, Vagabond are also good. I've seen the Dorohedoro anime. I loved it. I was about to begin reading the manga, but then I got caught up with something, and I didn't end up continuing reading it. But I do want to read it, and yeah, Vagabond does look good.
Hot sauce. I got.
Dodo $20. Imagine being a alien and you find signals from Earth, and you see that video of the black-faced people, and that's the first and only signal you get from Earth. So you assume that's the species dominating that planet, and that's what they look like? Yeah, that'd be funny. It'd be funny if the same thing happened to us, where, like, maybe aliens have weird sexual fetishes, and they have, like, really advanced CGI porn. So they end up having, like, some bizarre CGI porn where this, like, multi-tentacled octopus monster, like, rapes some weird alien woman, but it's not real, and then we get that signal, and then we think, oh man, alien sex is crazy.
I do is drink the whole thing. Once you're done, you get $40. You wait 2 minutes and then you get 40. Think to do it? Yeah, that's good.
Oh, I gotta pee and poop. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm sorry, Gum Gum. I gotta get up. Look at my kitty. He's so good. Do you see how nice and fuzzy he is? Do you guys see this? This is a good cat. Yeah, sorry, Gum Gum. I gotta get up. Alright, I'll be right back. Just gotta go to the bathroom. Oh no. Why do you have to sit on my computer? Computer isn't for sitting on, silly. Yeah, come here. Little kitty likes sitting on my computer. Alright. Oh. Yeah, that's a good baby. No running. No running away. You're mine. You're my kitty. Oh, you're so handsome. This is a good cat. Yeah, come lie down. Come cuddle. Come on. Come cuddle. Come cuddle, silly. Yeah, that's a good baby. Oh, he is so beautiful. Yes. What a beautiful, handsome boy. He is so big. Love this goddamn cat.
You gonna double up? Yeah, what? Let's get it. Alright, let's see. Hey, what it smell like? It smells like something I smelled before. Okay, go ahead. You done? Yeah, that boy licked it and all. How you feeling right now? 1 through 10, how hot is it?
About a 4 right now.
About a 4? 3. Hey, is it still a mind thing or not? Don't do it. That boy speaking sign language now, dog. You're not even talking. How hot is it from 1 to 10? Is it 10 now?
Yeah,
He is sweating buckets.
10 more seconds left. Why you sweating so much?
Dude, I think he's gonna kill somebody with this shit. Oh my god. Somebody's gonna die doing that. Holy shit. I've never started sweating uncontrollably from having hot sauce. Holy crap. Dodo Nutillers, are you excited for Iran to get clapped? Very exciting, isn't it? Hope it really happens, but, you know, I'm still skeptical because Trump is corrupt and likely has dementia. Yeah, I mean, it's always a possibility. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
That's not a contradiction. You can be back and your definition of nobody caring about it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Thanks for the donation, too. Dodo Donatillers, do you think he washed his hands before touching all that food?
共产党的追求啊，就是让老百姓的生活啊越来越好。
I don't think so. I don't think washing your hands is really a thing in China. He wants farmers to spend millions of dollars on lasers that kill pests and weeds instead of pesticides. What the fuck, is he okay? Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have the Star Trek future technology where we can just use lasers for everything. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
She doesn't even want to have a boyfriend again, and she can't even have sex since Larry, because that's how much these things affected her. And do you guys remember, you know, years ago, one of Larry's ex-girlfriends came out, made a video, right? Claimed that he cheated on her with not just women, with men, spent all his money on Chatterbait, and she said a bunch of other things in the video. Well, quickly, you know, that was dismissed and people, you know, forgot about it. But since then, you know, I've heard similar stories from multiple women in Larry's life.
It took a really long time for me to admit this to myself, even in privacy. It took a lot of talking to professionals, and it took a lot of space from him to, you know, really understand what I had been dealing with in my relationship with him for years.
Why didn't Jasmine Gold have sex with you ever? Was she asexual or just didn't find you attractive?
We didn't have problems like that early on, but, you know how things go. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Olu, you black bastard, I see you in chat. Join the new Matrix server, ask Pen or PZ how. Also Destiny is a woman's name.
Alright, thanks for the donation, non-wib.
It's a shame that the Shah is remembered as this evil authoritarian dictator. All he wanted to do was give women the right to vote and secularize the country. And then imprison some tankies and Islamists who hated secularism. Fuck the Islamic Republic.
Yeah, it's retarded. Religion just brain rots people, dude. Thanks for the donation, eh?
Years, and that is abuse. And I mean, that's abuse across the board: physical, mental, emotional, and narcissistic abuse with this person. Starting with the cheating aspect, like I said, I've been with him for 5 years and he's cheated on me for 5 years, since day one. This is cheating on me with the woman. This is cheating on me with the man. This is cheating on social platforms. I've even had women from Chatterbait.
Well, you didn't have hour-long sex sessions every single day like Sugar Ryder has been doing. I can guarantee you that. Also, he knows when to move on. Usually he's with a girl for 2 to 3 years max. But I wonder why she didn't have sex with you later on.
Just, you know, gradually over time, when women are married especially, they just become bigger and bigger cunts. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Reach out to me and inform me of their relations with one another.
So now Larry's behavior, you know, Rob and his friend, the $50,000, still not paying him back at all, still driving around in the Uber. Multiple stories from multiple women of him really destroying their lives. And now that he's been outed as a cuck by Greg already, you guys all asking for the Larry files. I'm going to show them to you. But like I said in the beginning, you guys may have nightmares from this shit. But before I do, you know, I want to explain a little bit of something. This is not meant to shame anybody about kinks. Listen, we're all human beings. Part of being a human being is we have all different kind of crazy shit that we like, right? Some crazier and weirder than others. And Larry's is, yeah, really crazy shit.
I just like anuses. Oh boy, do I just love women's anuses. I could just smell them all day long. That's my thing.
But this is not meant to shame them. But saying that, okay, you can't go in life and destroy people's lives because of those kinks. All right, before I start, I need a little sip of coffee to handle this shit. When I tell you guys this shit's been giving me nightmares, I see Larry's face. I get sick thinking about this shit. Now, let's see. If you guys like the Larry files, I'm showing it too. So don't say I didn't warn you, all right? All right, this is the first one that you guys saw in Greg's video. Larry sending a screenshot of his face, right? Showing that he's a cuck. And he goes, "You think your OF members know I'm a cuck?" She goes, "Most likely. I can tell them." He goes, "How would you do that?" She goes, "A video or photo, and I can say Larry loves being a cuck. Who would help me?" Now, this is the part of the conversation with the girl where Larry is revealing to her that, you know, it would mean a lot to him if she would do shit with other men. All right, so you understand the context. And she says to him, you know, "It feels wrong doing it when I'm going out with you. Like you sleeping with another girl. I would hate it." Larry goes, "That's why you'll love it, because it's wrong. But I'll love it more than you do. Ha ha ha." And she goes, "So would you, you know, about sleeping with another girl?" He goes, "No, of course not." She goes, "I suppose it's not easy to understand what I enjoy. I know most men want to stick their D in everything that comes their way. So you'd only like me to do it but you doing it with the girl is wrong, so it's the same? And then he goes, but then there are guys like me who want their girlfriends to get and send pics. And then he puts his arms up like what a girl does in her emojis, and he says, I enjoy you being open and slutty. While I know I'll never touch another woman, it's how I'm wired. It doesn't excite me to sleep with another woman.
Oh yeah, I like it when girls' butts smell. Like, I don't want them to like go right out of the shower, because like then I don't get a butthole smell. Like, I like it when they're like nice and sweaty after a workout. Get that nice girl stink. Yeah, it's great.
It excites me more if you sleep with another man. Fucked up, right? I can't believe this shit I'm reading. This conversation alone plays me on my insecurities, so if I did it anytime soon, I would think, well, if we can do it with the guy, what if he goes and does it with another girl? So I have to be totally 100% secure to do this. See, so Larry, you know, in this whole conversation, he's revealing to the girl, you know, I don't want to sleep with no other girls, but it's okay. You can do it with the other men because I like it. She says, yeah, okay, I see what you mean. As I said, I just have to learn that, and I totally trust it. He goes, more time together, more trust, and more comfortable. Exactly, still building on the foundations of the relationship. I do believe we'll do it for sure and just laugh at it, but right now I'm not ready. He goes, maybe we can take baby steps in that direction.
I really don't understand this kink. Like, when I'm with someone, I just consider them my property. So it's just fucking horrific thinking of them being with somebody else. Like, the only thing I'd be fine with is if they had sex with another girl, like, just because I think lesbian sex is hot. I think it'd be really hot if you had a girl who is like maybe sort of bisexual, but like not really. And you got her to have sex with another girl, like just forced her to eat another girl's pussy or something. That'd be hot. But, I don't get it. I just do not get the desire to have your partner have sex with like another dude.
She says, of course, better. Slowly work towards it, at least to a point where you can talk about it comfortably. Yeah, I mean, physically someone else is a huge step. See, so she's not totally into this. She doesn't understand.
I'd be down for a threesome if I liked both women. I'm very antisocial, so like I just don't have an interest in like sex with people that I don't know at all or particularly like. But if I knew both women and I liked them, then yeah, definitely.
Why he wants her to do this shit, right? So he's trying to convince her. One day, I want you to text me about this kind of stuff and talk to me like a cuck. Thanks in advance. She says, how so, master? Like I'm the submissive one, and you rub in my face how these guys did things with you I haven't. Then he throws up the hands again. What's with that girl?
What about girl with trans girl? Never really thought about that. I guess it might depend. Like, if it's a trans girl with, like, a really small dick, that doesn't really work. Probably be more okay with it than, like, a trans girl with a really big dick or something. I don't know. So then it'd be more like being with a dude. I'm not sure.
Oh, shit. Emoji. I've been so clean with you. How does that make you feel? He goes, inadequate. He wants the shit dirty. So this, I'm assuming, you know, she did shit with the guy and filmed it because he wants to watch it. He goes, naughty Dobby, please send something from the video, Dobbs. And she goes, it's too much. I will make another video one day. He goes, even if you screenshot and crop something from it, censor stuff in the background, can use an app to censor stuff in the background of the photo screenshot. I apologize for being persistent, but as you said, we don't know next time you will do something like this, and I feel there is definitely something that can be taken from that video and cropped censors. She goes, okay, I will look. No, I totally get it. He goes, thanks, Dom. So he's really into watching all this shit. Then he sends her a text saying, Dick is waiting for you. have been waiting in line after everyone on OF for you.
Jeez.
She says, he's the real simp. Larry goes, yes, I am. Look at this one. We can go now, he says. Okay, cool. I'll go out, put some clothes on. I got on my knees and kissed.
Forgot my namification utilities. Got my testosterone test results in. Total ultrasensitive 480. Free is 89.7 picograms per mil. So I guess it's juice time. What's the reference range for free? 50 to 250, so yeah, you're like in the middle of the reference. I remember my free testosterone last I got it checked. It was it was like ridiculously fucking high. It was so hilarious. What's the thing called again? It might actually ask for my stupid phone to log in. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, my free testosterone was 5,432 picomoles per mil. So, and the reference range is 160 to 699. So what is that? Picomoles per mil. Picomoles per liter to picograms per mil. So that's 1,566 picograms per mil. So yeah, over 1,500. So yeah, that's 5 times or 6 times the reference range. Yeah, steroids are pretty great. Thanks for the donation, though. Forgot my namification. Juice
Your
time
feet
indeed.
after you had from other guy. Masty is feeling very grateful. She says, is Masty going to watch the videos of me being a... Yes, I'm watching now. I couldn't wait. I still can't believe all the shit I'm reading. Now this one is the sick one. I don't understand why somebody would want a woman's heel down there. All right, look what he says. He goes, I'm in front. Can Masty, what is this pet word? Can Masty under Dobby's heel? It'll be the most simp way to... She goes,
I don't understand what these names are. Masty and Dobby. Like, what the fuck?
no, not allowed to... He goes, okay, Dobbs. Now this one. Are you ready for this? She says, I've had 2 Ds already. He says, have you actually? Wow, babe, that's so hot. Did they both feel coming home? Okay. Is Masty gonna fill Dobby? Yes, Masty's gonna fall inside Dobby's. Did Dobby shower or anything? Since I was in the shower, but I didn't clean myself. He says, okay, perfect.
Jeez, that is fucking weird. So Larry is like, probably a little gay. Like, this sounds like a weird homosexual kind of fantasy thing. I don't get it. Like, the only way Yeah, the only way, this makes any sense is if he's like on the bisexual spectrum. So he may have actually had sex with a dude, who knows?
Now, this here is a message from a guy who messaged a girlfriend, right, of Larry, saying, I know he's been messaging other women. She says, oh, really? Show me. Look, I don't want to be a homewrecker. Just know he messaged my girlfriend, asking her if she'd ever thought about being a lifter / vixen. Sounds kind of weird. Then he unsent the message. So I'm not going to say what a vixen is, but it's very similar to a voyeur kind of thing. I can't say the shit on here. All right. So he's basically, you know, finding girls on Instagram with the guy and asking if he can do something. All right. That's all I'm going to.
Jeez. That is so bad. I guess that explains why he was spending so much money. Like, this sounds beyond OnlyFans. So he says he's spending a lot of money on OnlyFans. It probably wasn't OnlyFans. He was probably finding random people on Instagram, seeing if they'd be willing to do some like sort of sexual thing for him. And then he'd pay them money just directly out of pocket.
How can people who say this shit not be put behind bars? It's funny how they try to act big and tough yet are so sensitive to people saying mean things about their sky daddy and profit. Losers.
Let me take a look.
This moment changed the entire debate.
I have a question for you. You are benefiting from human rights and freedom of religion in the US, and you are trying to get us back to Sharia. For example, you converted from Christianity to Islam.
Alhamdulillah.
And you want to bring a law that kills the apostate. Do you want to be killed for converting from Christianity to Islam?
Do you believe it's correct?
Do you want it?
Do you believe it's correct?
So he doesn't answer the question. Do you want it?
Give us the principle.
Principle is the golden rule. Do you believe I should be put to death?
I believe that the punishment for apostasy in a correct Islamic state is death.
I asked you, do you believe I should be killed today?
And I answered you, sir.
Yes or no?
The laws of the Sharia should be applied, including the death penalty for not only apostates, but also blasphemers.
You didn't answer me, yes or no? Deserve to be killed because I left Islam and became a Christian.
According to Islamic law, an apostate like you would be killed.
Yeah, Daniel Hikikujo. Definitely doing better than any atheist ever could to convince people not to join Islam. Fucking retards. Yeah, and they should be put behind bars. Thanks for the donation, eh? Forgot my namification, $20. I followed your advice and checked out Rigor Steve's website, followed the links to the site that offers testosterone cypionate. I'm going to check what people say about the site first. Yeah, those are just his recommended sources. You know, you can find sources any which way, but I would say Vigor Steve's source list is probably at least pretty decent. Thanks for the donation, though. Forgot my namification. Dodo donated $2. Kyle is claiming U.S. and Israel are planning to use tactical nukes to penetrate Fordo because they couldn't last time. If this is true, would you even be against it?
All right, welcome to the show, y'all. It is Wednesday, February.
First of all, I can't watch his videos because they're like, he does a weird copyright thing. Secondly, I wouldn't trust anything Kyle says because the guy's a propagandist lying fucktard. Who the fuck knows? Interesting video, actually.
I was just surrounded by...
And, nuclear weapons wouldn't do anything to help with deep ground penetration. So that idea sounds entirely implausible to me.
10 Iranian Secret Service members while I was vlogging in Tabriz.
I don't trust the media, so I went to Iran as an American during the blackout. No internet over the internet.
Should be your. This is Hassan Nasrallah. Takbir.
No.
Yes, please. It's just so funny, like. Shit goes down around here.
That person has now gone back to their city and they're not picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, high key, the Western media be making this thing sound real intense when it's just a bunch of people walking out on the street at the moment.
This sounds like the guy's a retarded propaganda channel. How I sold a wife to a Syrian rebel. By the way, how the fuck would he have even been able to travel to Iran during the blackout? Like, that seems like it was organized by the government or something. I wouldn't take anything that guy says seriously. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
I'm gonna say. So this last one, okay, it's a conversation. I trust the source, but I'm not confirming this actually happened, but it's a funny story. He goes, I don't know what's worse, him stealing money or the girls at Mount Vernon Barbell that pegged him a few years back. So I guess him and Peggy are into the same old shit. But Larry, he's the real, Mount Vernon pegger, MVP in all of this. It's only a matter of time before that shit comes out too. I used to train at that gym and would hear the stories that this is going back like 6-7 years. Now, people, all right, I'm only reading a piece of these conversations. Like I said, I have...
Well, yeah, there's non-zero chance he's literally paid by the IRGC.
Massive amount of information. And
like, it's really weird that he'd even be able to travel to Iran during that whole thing. Like, really weird.
Personal stuff about the other personal things of how it affected these girls, all this behavior. But I'm not putting that in this video. Like I said, if the girls want to come out and speak their story, they can. But that's all I'm going to read for you guys because I think you guys have enough shit where now when you look at Larry, you're going to be sick from this shit too and have those nightmares. So now you guys know all this crazy shit about Larry, right? Well, you know all this shit that's going on online, all these clips, all these memes going around about, Larry being a cuck to Rampage Jackson because that stream they did? Well, looking at it now after knowing the shit that you know, you're going to be looking at it a little differently now when we tell you this story. Remember the video with Rampage and Larry's wife? When she was twirling her hair, playing with her tits, giving him those googly eyes.
Where I'm going after the Philippines? I gotta go to Guatemala later on that month. You ever been to Guatemala?
Everyone taught shit get on top of his wife.
My wife knows how to jiu-jitsu. You know jiu-jitsu? Just try it out, man. No. Brother.
Yeah, that's weird. Rampage might have fucked his wife.
Well, he said in the beginning how he got there and showed video of him traveling there. He flew from Turkey to a Kurdish region and drove into Tabriz from there.
Yeah, that very, very likely was set up by the IRGC. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. They've for the longest time been very skittish about any foreign journalists entering that country. I remember Anthony Bourdain had trouble going to Iran. So it's kind of weird that that guy would have no issues during that whole period. So it just seems like staged, planned bullcrap. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
And you see the way that Rampage gives him that look with the eye on the side? Like he doesn't want to give up his secret. But that wasn't all, because after that...
He has a really gay bitch laugh.
That, that mat session, the training session they were all involved in, they went out to dinner together. Rampage, Larry, his wife, and there was a lot of awkward moments on the table. And at one point, Rampage was asked, why doesn't he go on Discord? And he said, you know what? I'm too...
Is there a point where more testosterone won't do anything? Like, what's the difference between 5,000, 10,000 nanograms per deciliter if the anabolic effects are similar? Well, You only have so many androgen receptors in your entire body, and it's different for everyone else. Like, androgen receptor density is different, turnover is different. So the maximum efficacious dose of testosterone is going to be different for everybody. Some people might benefit from 10,000. Most won't, because they're just going to end up getting side effects, so... You know, thanks for the donation, though. Or wait, you didn't donate. Never mind. Yeah, I know. Who cares? Whatever. It's not like I live anywhere important where I give a shit. Thanks for the donation, T.
Too busy streaming and then he turns, he looks at Larry's girlfriend and gives her the side eye again.
I don't get it. I don't know what they put in my Discord. I don't even be looking at my Discord. I've been too busy streaming and streaming and hanging out.
That is a very weird thing to say. So, in all likelihood, Rampage was probably fucking Larry Wheels' wife, who he does not have a prenup with. This has to be related to his cuck fetish. Like, he got married, didn't get a prenup, and then he has his wife fucking other dudes. It has to be related to his, like, cuck fetish where, like, oh, a woman has control over him. Fucking weird.
Cuck. Larry had to volunteer and say, listen, I'm not a cuck. And if you really look into what he's saying, now we know
you
why
know
he
what's
was bringing
crazy? In Pakistan, where there are laws against blasphemy, most of time the person didn't even blaspheme. It's usually because a Muslim and non-Muslim have an arg or something, and the Muslim makes a trumped-up false charge to get revenge.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure that happens all the time. Thanks for the donation, eh?
it up out of nowhere, just like Greg said.
I mean, he's fine, but no, he's not my type, for sure not. He was very nice. And
before in other videos. I believe this is a perfect example of what happens when you are a 16-year-old kid. You go on copious amount of...
Wow, you live closer to NY State than to Ottawa. Also, I'm pretty sure that was CDG, cause I've seen him post that address before.
Pretty sure it isn't. Thanks for the donation, though, T. Again, look online, tell me how many dudes who are into the whole cuckold thing that are on steroids. Very few. So, I don't know why you would attribute this, like, weird cuckold fetish thing to steroids when most of these dudes who are into cuckolding are not on steroids.
Performance-enhancing drugs, and how dangerous it is and how much it can control your brain and your thoughts and can change them. You know, and I know Derek More Plates, More Dates spoke about this. Greg Doucette spoke about this. Mike Israetel, that asshole, he even spoke about this, how much it can affect you. And, you know, even for me, I remember, I spoke about it. I've told you guys about this before. I took Tren one time for, I think, 3 weeks. And, you know, no shame if you like the bigger girls. But I was, you know, normally I'm not really attracted to the very, very big ones. But I took that shit and I got attracted. So it fucked me up, wired my brain differently. You know, thank God since then I've recovered. But imagine you're doing this to a 16-year-old person just out of puberty. Imagine how it can affect you. And I think Larry is a perfect...
Again, there are plenty of dudes who are into fat chicks who are not on steroids. Plenty of dudes who are into cuckolding, not on steroids. I don't know why you'd attribute this weird fetish to steroids.
An example of that and a cautionary tale for kids not to mess with all this shit. So now, Larry, you know, like I said, you know, we all have kinks. Nothing to be ashamed of. So,
if I had to guess, the cuckold thing is very likely some bisexuality spectrum thing where they like maybe they're too afraid to like have full-on gay sex, or they're not attracted enough to men where they want to have full-on gay sex, but they want like their partner to have sex with other men so that they can vicariously experience it or something. Because like he even talked about how he wants like other dudes cum in his girlfriend's pussy. So it's like, that sounds pretty gay to me.
Some we like crazier shit, and others just part of being a human, right? But you can't go and start destroying people's lives like you have because of those kinks. And you know, I'm hoping that you've gotten older, you have matured, and you know, those people that you have hurt, you know, I believe they deserve closure in their lives, because their lives were affected by your actions. And saying that, you know, seeing you with this new girl, she's your wife now, you know, I was thinking, you know, maybe
this could not go well for him. I'm going to imagine his next move is going to be to like just deny everything and ignore it and just ban everybody from his chat who mentions it or something. But this is not going to look good on him.
you did find the perfect girl for you, because maybe she's into all the same exact things as you.
Have you ever had any gay thoughts before looking at manga characters? No. Like, I've definitely been fooled. Like, I thought somebody was just, like, a chick, but turns out they're, like, trans or something, but... yeah, I've never, like, seen a dude and been like, that dude's hot.
And hopefully, you know, she's not going to be hurt like the other people are. And as far as, the other people that were affected, I believe, Larry, I think you should, give them closure. Say sorry, because you have deeply affected their lives. And again, this video wasn't about shaming.
Kid Boo, don't need $2. Let me see.
Women are stupid?
Yes.
Who's Marie Curie?
I don't know.
So you're stupid. You don't know a woman who discovered radiation?
She probably didn't discover it. It's probably a man that discovered it.
Who creates men?
A man and a woman.
Would a man be able to create a man without a woman?
Would a woman be able to create a man without a man?
Yes.
No, they wouldn't.
Hello?
Need semen.
Not necessarily. Bone marrow pregnancy is a thing, is it not?
Fact check that man found radiation. Yeah, see?
As far as I'm aware, it was Marie Curie.
That's what I mean when I say women don't create anything but headaches.
You came from a woman. How dare you? How dare you call us stupid? We created you.
We don't have to be...
like, I don't know how these people get away with saying like stupid shit, and then everybody who challenges them is also a fucking moron. Holy fuck, what the hell?
Kind of looks like a setup. I had to piece all these surveillance videos together to give you kind of the best picture here. A couple guys at the very beginning, they kind of run out a little too quick. You know what I'm saying? It goes to show you, no matter where you're at, it can happen like this.
Well, that's an argument for getting a home gym, I guess. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Guess he needed to poop. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo.
And if you guys, spit out your snacks, don't blame me. You asked for it. And babe.
Well, Larry Wheels cucked confirmed. I'm sure Greg's gonna make like 5 more videos about it. Rewriting a tragedy, an introduction to Zionism and The Last of Us. Oh my god. Fucking dork. Oh boy. Do not recommend. Can't wait for Iran to get fucking clapped. Yeah, because my idea was they were just waiting to find a concrete position on the Ayatollah. So it sounds like they actually they know where he is now, and they're getting ready to strike. Where is my controller? Gum Gum, you're so beautiful. Russia would rather not have Iran fall. They can't do anything about it, though. You're so nice and warm, Gum Gum. You know I love you. I love cuddling with you. You're such a sweet baby. You want a physique like Brian Fury? You're gonna have to hop on Juice for that. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a single male... Well, actually, I guess that's not true. You have some, like, femboy-looking dudes in Tekken, but... You know, like the real men who aren't, like, weird femboys or anything. You're gonna have to... You're gonna have to be on steroids to look like them. What the hell's going on there? Those look like puppets. Weird. Miga all the way. Okay, I don't know what that means, but thanks for the donation, Miga. Yeah, I wouldn't bother taking Halo testing. It's basically just androgenic, not anabolic at all. Rabbit. How come there's a rabbit? Miga don't need $2, it means make Iran great again. I see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm in support of that. Thanks for the donation, Miga. Okay, weird. Just grab it. Let's see, can I beat these shitheads up? Because there are too many of them. Hey, I got his hat. Haha. I got your hat, bitch. What's that over there? Yeah, there's some weird shit. Oh god, not another pig. Jeez. The fuck? What's the deal with the pigs? That one giant talking pig was creepy. Fuck. Yeah, you're a good baby. Oh, what the fuck? My AI partner died, and then I die? Fucking gay retarded shit. I kill these fuckers. No, oh god damn it. Okay, I guess you're supposed to sneak past. This is a really good cat. Oh my god, he's so good. I'll compete when I'm ready to, basically. Hey, thanks for the membership, Chris. Appreciate that. Yeah. Oh no. Fuckers. Oh no. No, I did not watch the Olympic curling yesterday. That's not good. What was that? It wouldn't walk on the thing, and then it just fell down. What the hell? Okay, I fucking get it. Weird spider thing. Okay. Why? Oh, would it break if, Oh. Why can't this start faster? Oh, dude, I'm getting tired. Alright. So there's like a puzzle. Okay, this is kind of dumb. Oh, I don't give a fuck about the Olympics, dude. The only thing that I care about when it comes to the Olympics is girls' butts. If there ain't no good girl butts, then what do I give a shit, you know? Oh my god, this is just an... Bro. Like, that's what the Olympics is good for, seeing girls in, like, nice leotards and showing off their butts. I fucking love... Man, I just love that we live in a society where girls just wear very little clothing. Dodo donated $2. Watch from 44 onward. Thought Epstein was supposed to be a mathematician and MIT graduate and neuroscientist, but he's like a retard and doesn't know if plants are alive.
And even that music, Steve, nowadays we compress music. When you have a violin, it's compressed onto your iPhone. So what does compression mean? I'm taking lots of information and I'm cutting it into lots of pieces and squishing it together. And when I squish it or compress it, I have to take out lots of pieces, but I say that they're not very important pieces. It's those pieces that we take out when we compress data, to me, are the most interesting parts of life.
You just said a while ago, part of this new
That sounds stupid.
search for science may go back to when people were actually talking about a soul. And you...
To me, are the most interesting parts of words. I mean, I'm not a poet. Poems get a little closer to what that really means. But we can, even the concept of what is life becomes complicated when you deal with plants and seeds. Is a seed alive? I don't know. Certain people would say, no, it's dead. When you're a banana, one of my favorite examples is the banana that's sitting on the countertop in your kitchen today. Is it alive or dead?
What do you think about human life? What is human? Tell me about human life.
But your banana is alive. That banana is breathing. It's on your. You say that's impossible, Jeffrey. No, it's not.
Is the banana conscious?
All these words. These are words. So everyone's trying.
This guy sounds like your typical pseudo-intellectual. Like, when I hear something like that, and then, you know, I hear, oh, this guy was like this brilliant fucking math genius who was able to, like, make tons of money in the stock market. It's like, I don't know. Sounds a little fishy. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Let me see. Girls' butts Olympics. I think long jump is probably the best. Oh, yeah. This chick's from Spain. This girl has just a terrific ass. Just beautiful chocolate cake. Oh my god. Dude. Nice, glorious rear ends. That's the only thing I care about when it comes to the Olympics. Like, what do I give a shit if somebody, like, I don't know, jumps over a bar? Okay, yeah, not today. Oh, not today. Ugh. Yep. Well, that's dumb. I'm actually getting tired. I'm gonna try to just get some more sleep and wake up at a normalish time. And then, how would this work out? Yeah, we might do some upper body training. Try to hit another incline press PR. My elbow is feeling better. So I think I should, as long as I wrap my elbow, should be able to hit another incline press PR. But yeah, I'm going to try getting some sleep. But big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. I will see you all later today. And sweet dreams. Nighty-night.